Hi everyone, my name is Gautam Gupta and I want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Universal Fundamentals. In this video, I am going to be talking about the fourth house in Vedic astrology. But before I begin, I want to invite everybody to please check out my website, universal-fundamentals.com, where you can learn more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer. You can also sign up for my free monthly newsletter where you will get my monthly predictions delivered to your email address. And also, if you happen to find this video helpful and useful, then please give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. Doing so will tremendously help me with the YouTube algorithm, which will allow other users like you to locate this video. And also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure to hit that bell notification icon so you do not miss out on any of the similar YouTube videos that I will be uploading in the future. So with that being said, let's begin with talking about the fourth house. So, what exactly is the fourth house? Well, the fourth house happens to be a very powerful house in Vedic astrology. First of all, the fourth house rules one of the Kendra houses, which is an angle house. Kendra or angular houses are extremely powerful in Vedic astrology. Generally speaking, the ruler of these houses or planets that occupy these houses become extremely powerful in giving their potential results. However, the fourth house is very powerful in particular because not only does it rule a powerful Kendra house, but it also rules one of the moksha houses. The moksha houses are ruled by houses 4, 8, and 12. Now, in Vedic astrology, people tend to dread the moksha houses, especially the 8th and 12th houses, because these are Dushtana ruling houses. And Dushtana ruling houses tend to give difficulty in most cases. However, don't get too scared because there are cases where Dushtana houses do give positive results. Now, because the fourth house also rules an angular house, this becomes one of the most important and positive houses in Vedic astrology. You see, moksha means spiritual liberation from this world. And while the 8th and 12th houses give immense spiritual opportunities for this growth, the fourth house can actually give a positive and uplifting spiritual experience if the condition and ruler of the fourth house are well placed. The fourth house is known to represent the home, security, and the mother. However, there is a deeper meaning to the fourth house that really takes it over the top. You see, the fourth house is the house of happiness. If you want to see a person's ability to be happy in life, then you must assess the fourth house and the ruler of the fourth house in a chart. It is also known as the seat of the soul. And having a powerful fourth house denotes that no matter what the life circumstances are in your life, you have this inner security and knowingness that you are going to be okay no matter how things turn out. A strong fourth house will indicate that the person has the ability to rule and take complete ownership of their life. And this is because the fourth house also rules your emotional mind and body. If you can control your emotions, then you can control your life and the way you react to the circumstances around you. This helps avoid major pitfalls and setbacks. The fourth house can also rule the end of life. If you have a strong, well positioned fourth house and fourth house ruler, then chances are that you will get a happy ending when you approach the end of your life. You'll have the security and knowingness, as well as closure, that you lived a life that you are destined to and meant to. And that's actually one of the best feelings a person can have when they're at their deathbed. Now, another important component of the fourth house is that it represents our ability to give love to others, which means that the fourth house rules our physical heart as well as the breast or chest. Now, in terms of the materialistic side, the fourth house rules real estate, land, property, and vehicles. If you want to see a person's potential to do well in real estate, then look at the fourth house and fourth house ruler. If both are well placed, then chances are this person will do excellent in a real estate career. This can also simply mean that this person will own expensive and well-maintained real estate at one point in their life. Now, planets positioned in the fourth house will heavily determine the condition and dignity of this house. Generally speaking, natural benefic planets do very well in the fourth house. And just to remind everybody, the natural benefic planets are Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and Moon. So if you have Jupiter in the fourth house, then this is actually very spectacular for you. Jupiter in the fourth house indicates that you will do incredible with real estate. You will have the ability and capacity to invest in real estate, and you will own very valuable real estate at one point in your life. Not only will you own valuable real estate, but you will also be able to maintain the condition of your properties, which will only increase in value. Because Jupiter represents expansion, you can very well have a spacious home with a very big lot area. Also, Jupiter in the fourth house indicates a very happy and joyous upbringing, especially from your mother's side. Your mother was probably a big source of inspiration, and she could have been like a teacher like parent for you. The wisdom and knowledge that came from your mother was extremely valuable, and this has taken you very far throughout life. Now, if you have Mercury in the fourth house, then this tells me that you have a very analytical, logical, and intelligent mother. And because your mother is very intelligent and probably even very well educated, she is probably the one who encouraged you to pursue higher education so you can become the best version of yourself. You have many deep and intellectual conversations with your mother that really give you a brand new perspective and insights about the world. Your mother played a huge role in developing your intellect and intelligence. Mercury, if well placed in the fourth house, gives an excellent memory and attention to detail. You can remember minute details that really impress and captivate the people around you. And this becomes excellent for dealing with complicated matters from the past because you're able to recall events and facts that previously occurred, even if these events occurred decades back. Now, for those of you who have Venus in the fourth house, this again tells me that you will have beautiful real estate. This is actually a very strong and powerful Venus to have because Venus picks up directional strength in the fourth house. You have impeccable taste when it comes to home and interior designing. Venus in the fourth house can often denote that you will at one point have a very luxurious vehicle. And this is, of course, if Venus is well placed. You can even own other expensive forms of transportation, such as boats, yachts, planes, and etc. And your mother will be very loving, beautiful, classy, and pleasant to be around with. And this is another placement of a very happy upbringing that is filled with love, compassion, and security. Now, for those of you who have Moon in the fourth house, then this is also a very strong placement to have, as Moon also receives directional strength in the fourth house. There is a deep emotional connection to your mother's heritage, and having the security from your mother becomes ultra important to you. With Moon in the fourth house, your emotional body and well being is heavily influenced by your mother. Now, I know this is a general statement I am making, as your mother obviously played a huge role in your life when it comes to your emotional well being. However, with Moon in the fourth house, this statement becomes even more important and impactful, and your mother has even a bigger influence when it comes to your emotional well being. If Moon is well placed and well aspected by benefics, then this tells me that the person will have a sound, stable mind due to the mother's great conditioning and upbringing. Now, if you have Sun in the fourth house, then this tells me that you were actually born around midnight, where the sun has completely setted down. This actually brings me to another important fact about the fourth house is that it is the darkest point of your birth chart because of this. With Sun in the fourth house, this tells me that you are very private about your self confidence and self esteem. You do not necessarily like to show off your ego or confidence to the public. You like to internalize your worth and abilities, and you don't mind taking the time needed to develop your confidence. The sun in the fourth house can also mean that the mother is a bit overbearing. Because sun is a bright star, your mother shines and becomes a very important influence on your life. It's like she's more of an authoritative figure, but because of this, you do end up getting great wisdom and knowledge from the mother. Now, if you have Mars in the fourth house, then this tells me that there was a lot of contention and intense moments with the mother, especially when growing up. Depending on the sign, placement, and condition, there can most definitely be heated arguments in your family and domestic life. Because Mars is an indicator for siblings, this tells me that having peace with your siblings could be nothing farther from the truth. There can even be arguments with the siblings related to real estate and land. And a lot of extra effort is needed in order to obtain the desired peace of mind and security. Mars in the fourth house can sometimes be like putting somebody who has served in the army or military into a kitchen where they must cook and clean all day. It just doesn't feel comfortable. And Mars just doesn't feel comfortable in the fourth house because it wants to be out there fighting for what they want and need rather than retreating privately at home. Now, if you have Saturn in the fourth house, then this tells me that you had a super conservative upbringing while growing up. There is definitely some level of detachment from the mother as well as from the family, and this does affect your emotional psyche, which you are here to heal in this lifetime. The upbringing and family life was also very structured with very many rules and regulations. Therefore, people with Saturn in the fourth house are used to having structure in their lives and can have a hard time deviating from it sometimes. It can also tell me that you are more attracted to more older looking and antique properties as well as vehicles, as Saturn does rule old age and maturity. Now, if you have Rahu in the fourth house, then this tells me that the mother had a very obsessive and possessive nature. In extreme cases, there could have been some addiction issues that your mother had, which really affected your sense of security, happiness, and peace while growing up. A lot of constant effort and outside support is needed to heal these family issues. This placement also denotes potential to move to and live at a foreign land. And usually, people who end up living in a foreign country or somewhere far away from their birthplace with Rahu in the fourth house will tend to find success in their lives. Now, if you have Ketu in the fourth house, then this tells me that your mother could have been very spiritual in nature. Oftentimes, the mother would have felt very detached and isolated from the world and the people around them. She would have felt that no one could really truly understand her, and there was always a sense of loss and loss of security around the home while growing up. With Ketu in the fourth house, you can oftentimes change your residence because of the lack of security you feel. However, even with changing residence, there is still this empty void that does not get filled. And the lesson here is that you must find your sense of security within yourself in order to heal. Now, for those of you who don't know, I also consider the outer planets when using Vedic astrology. I know many Vedic astrologers don't use them, but after learning Vedic astrology from my teacher, Joni Patri, I have found the outer planets to work wonders. Now, for those of you who don't know, the outer planets are Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. So if you have Neptune in the fourth house, then this tells me that once again, your mother has a very spiritual side to her. However, there can be some family secrets, especially concerning the mother, that really affect this individual's sense of security and happiness. If the secrets are not properly addressed or healed, then this can really affect the mother's mental and emotional health. And oftentimes, most of these secrets never get revealed, and we don't really find out what the root cause is. For those of you who have Uranus in the fourth house, then this tells me that matters related to the mother, security, real estate, and happiness have been majorly disrupted throughout life. And due to this disruption, there is an unsettled feeling throughout life that leaves a person a bit distraught sometimes. The mother can also be very eccentric with an unusual personality that makes it hard for others to connect with. But it can also mean that your mother really stands out in the crowd. If you have Pluto in the fourth house, then this tells me that there were major control issues with the mother and family while growing up. The mother may feel like she has no control over anything, especially when it came to her marriage. And this may have caused the mother to look for other ways to be in control, which wasn't really healthy or constructive. As a result, this could have caused a lot of insecurity within the individual. Now, if the individual is able to heal from these control issues, then they can end up having a loving family of their own that reflects what a happy and secure family should be like. They end up becoming great counselors or advisors who are able to help others heal issues around control. So, this is what I wanted to cover regarding the fourth house. I hope you guys got something out of this. Once again, if you found this video to be useful, then please give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. Doing so will tremendously help me with the YouTube algorithm so this video can reach a vast audience. Also, if you are new to my channel and would like to see similar videos like this in the future, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell notification. And lastly, if you would like to know more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer, then please check out my website, which is universal-fundamentals.com. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Have a great day.